Look at all these switches.
Guitars are cool with Mike Weber. Yeah, that's me.
Guitars are cool, but you know what's really cool? Getting literally hundreds of pickup combinations out of a single guitar. Without changing any amp settings or pedals or anything, I can get all of these sounds out of just this guitar. Pretty wild. So I get it. A lot of times, simplicity is key, especially during a live gig. You know, I have plenty of one pickup guitars, because sometimes that's all you need. But I'm also a proponent of pushing the boundary. Sometimes we want to ditch the Crayola 8-pack of crayons and bust out the 96-pack with the sharpener in the back. I simply want more options so I can cut my own path, not sounding like everyone else. That's why I mostly gravitate away from the stock Stratocaster, because, you know, a Strat kind of sounds like a Strat, conjuring the tones that we've all heard for decades, growing up listening to Hendrix and Stevie Ray, David Gilmour, Mark Knopfler, and countless others. Throughout my life, I've instead picked up more uncommon guitars, especially in the studio, because I want to craft something that I can call my own, something that's unique. So that's what led me to this wild product right here from AMI Guitar Upgrades. The second I saw this chaos, I knew I had to try it. This is the model that they call their T3 Plus X. They shipped it to me as a preloaded pickguard. I just had to fasten it, solder the ground and output wires, and I was good to go. It only took 30 minutes to install into this parts caster guitar. Now I will say, depending on your cavity depth of your guitar body, some people have had to take out a little wood, but mine fit into this Made in Mexico Fender Deluxe Series body just fine. Now of course, you're probably not installing this in your 57 Strat, so who cares? Let's have some fun. So here's how it works. There are 6 coils, 3 here, 3 here, split between these 2 pickups, and they're controlled by 12 switches and a push-pull pot. These 3 switches here control the neck pickup, and these 3 switches here control the bridge pickup. When they're in the down position, it's engaged in normal phase, and when it's in the up position, it's engaged in reverse phase. And if it's in the middle position, it's off. It's pretty simple, kind of like the way the switches on an old Fender Mustang work. So right off the bat, we can start getting unique pickup combinations, utilizing either single coils or maybe 1, 2, 3 or more coils in parallel. So here are some of my favorite basic combinations. But all those sounds were either single coil or in parallel. So now we're going to use the black switches here to get some more typical humbucking tones. Here are some of my favorites. However, we're still going to take it up a notch again because there's a third component that makes this even better. You can pull out the push-pull pot to connect the bridge coil 3 with the neck coil 1 into series, which essentially connects both pickups into one huge pickup in series. They call this the hexabucker. It's crazy how huge it becomes. Now this is the type of thing that you could get lost in for a couple weeks experimenting with everything your guitar can do. This is not for the faint of heart trying to figure it all out. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve, and I'd suggest anyone to read up on the manual available on AMI Guitar Upgrades website and get into the details. They even have a 4-page worksheet available where you can document which tones are your favorites. You know, I've never seen anything quite like this before. At the end of the day, this will never make your Fender sound like a Gibson. You know, there are too many nuances other than pickups that account for the way that an electric guitar sounds, most notably, at least in my opinion, being scale length. But for my use of this, I'm much more fascinated with using the instrument to tread new ground, where it doesn't sound like any guitar I've heard before. Stuff like the weird out-of-phase thin sounds, or the mammoth tone of all 6 coils running in series. You know, no sane guitar company would unveil a conventional guitar with a conventional tone preset layout and include these weird, quacky sounds, because almost nobody is going to play an entire set with that tone. But this guitar has those weird sounds. It also has conventional ones too. And sometimes those weird sounds are exactly what a situation can call for. And that is why this guitar is cool. So I just recorded a basic backing track with some drums and bass here at the studio, and now we're going to overdub 5 guitar tracks with this guitar. But here's the catch. They're all going to be wildly different guitar tones, and we're not going to change the amp or pedal settings at all. It's all going to be rooted in just the magic of these 12 switches and this push-pull pot. We're going to see what this guitar can do. So this is the AMI Guitar Upgrades T3 Plus X model, and I think it's cool, and you're cool for sticking around. Hit that like button and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff so I can make more of these videos. Thanks a bunch.
Guitars are cool with Mike Weber. Yeah, that's me.